Yep. Should be on. Okay. Hello, people. Just like normal, give me a few minutes here, moments to let everyone know I'm live. It always takes a little bit. Yeah, da da da. Hope everyone's doing good, of course. Yeah, da da da. Need to take a picture again. Da 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 da. Yeah, da da da, yeah, da da, yeah, da da, yeah. Good stuff, you know. I don't know what's good, but pick something, and then I'll whatever you say is good. I'll insert here, and then I'll sign off on it, and then we'll agree to that. So whatever you say is good, I'll sign off on it. Live now. Also, the camera looks a little crooked, if anyone could tell. So we'll just wait a little bit here for someone to show up. Last minute ish with going live. Hey, Caden's here. Welcome. How's it going with you tonight? I have one eBay box to open up. Just one hat tonight, which kind of, pun intended, caps off a pretty big week of hats. This will be my 6th hat this week. I didn't bring any of the other hats from this week to show. I figured I kind of did some recaps already. I could have brought my aviator's hat, but that's fine. If you're watching the replay, I did a few other live videos earlier this week. So you can catch those replays. They're a little long-ish, about 37, I know, for the first video, but about 40 to 50 minutes for the 3 videos from like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. And now I'm on for Saturday night. And for kind of the foreseeable future, this will, one, be my last live stream unboxing, and 2, probably might be my last hat for a while, in theory. I know Hats always has his hat probation, and he had a good quote that his hat probation lasts as long as a hat club drop. Goes like that. So, very poignant quote. Let me just make sure everything's updated. So, Caden, talk amongst yourself with the other classmates that showed up. Oh, wait, no one else showed up. Ha ha. Oh, yeah, I should not have done that. Okay. Caden, what was the last hat that you got, and when? Then we'll, I know I told Hats I'm live. Should I say I'm live, or I am alive? Or I'm alive? I think both work out pretty well. Yeah, how can you be going to that event if you're in Minneapolis? I'm just scrolling through Facebook for the moment here, just making sure everything... It's a slow start again. Not as heavily... do I get bonus points? Oh yeah, the Burlington Bees hat. That was a cool one. I thought that was a Salt Lake City Bees hat. But yeah, you do get bonus points, and... Oh... Hats is working. So I'm just replying with boo. Excuses. Alright, so, let me see, I know I'm kind of just rambling on here, kind of waiting for more people to show up. Maybe four streams was too much. Now, I do have here on the record that I would have 3 people showing up, and I have 2 people watching right now, and only 1 commenting, so, J38 and MTS, I want to see you after class, when you do show up, so, yeah, I felt like B's hat would be a pretty cool hat to have, but, MTS J38, see me after class. I want to talk to you about you're lying about being at the stream here. So, to be honest, it's not the coolest hat, I will say, but it's a pretty different hat than what you'd expect. So, maybe I might do a stream tomorrow or maybe Monday. Trying to listen. Okay. Hold on. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Depressed Jets fan. The only class I want to be in all week. There's MTS. MTS, I had said before that I wanted to see you after class, but they'll be waived off. So we got a few more people going on here, so I think we'll do the unboxing. Gotta get a knife first. Should probably get the good knife, if I can find it. I don't see it. Maybe it's or here, or there, or I guess I could use this one. Alright, so we'll just stick with this one here. No, MTS, I was saying that I was looking at the Instagram poll that you and J38 and Caden said that they would be watching the live show, and only Caden had showed up. You and J38 were just liars there. So, but you're here now, so J38, I'll see you after class, and we'll have a talk. Kidding. So, eBay hat. This is, already I'll tell you, it's a dad hat, and it's non-sports related. So, any guesses, and it has to do, so it's non-sports, and it's a dad hat, and it has to do with entertainment. Any guesses on what this hat could be before we reveal the hat? This is some participation points that are going to be counted towards the end of the semester here. We're in the summer semester, technically. So, we can participate now, but it's good to participate now so that way you don't have to scramble at the end. Any guesses? Non-sports hat, dad hat, entertainment related. Is Star Wars a sport? Pod racing is a sport? But I will say that the CG _ cap guy who posted that Jeff Gordon Star Wars Episode 1 hat, I want so effing bad. It is such a cool hat, and I appreciate those who follow the rules for the giveaway and mention my name in it. I'm sure the guy who's hosting the giveaway is like, yeah, I kind of see a pattern here. And I did it with my second Instagram account. I have a third one. Maybe I'll do the same thing. But it's kind of a burner account, to be honest. It's, so maybe it's a sketchy account. Maybe I won't use it. Matthew Gordon is back. Matthew, we're doing one more unboxing for the week. from eBay. It's a non-sports hat. It's a dad hat, and it has to do with entertainment. So I was asking the class if you have any guesses on what the hat could be. Let me know before we do the unboxing. MTS, that Star Wars hat, I need. So whoever wins it, you gotta send it to me. I'll do what I can to send something back, of course, to getting me the Star Wars hat. But Jeff Gordon is my favorite NASCAR driver ever, only because him and I have the same name of Jeff. And ever since, and he's just a really good freaking driver in NASCAR too. So I do have a Jeff Gordon. I had two Jeff Gordon hats. The one I lost is somewhere in the black hole that is my house, and probably the basement. The second one is a Hall of Fame hat from 2019. It's a stretch snapback 950, and I'm not a big fan of the stretch snapbacks of the 950. It's just not a good fit, to be honest. But one of my favorite athletes, I had to get it for his Hall of Fame. And then Star Wars is also a huge thing for me. Not because my birthday's on Star Wars Day, but just because it's like the coolest thing. So I really want that hat, that kind of hat, the Jeff Gordon and Star Wars hat in one. What would shipping cost? What would shipping cost to? Hold on. What would shipping cost to ship to my house? Matt Leggy. Please clarify your question. Please. Gordon, nothing too much. I was rambling on a bit. Caden was the first one. He gets the brownie points for the day. Then Depressed Jets fan, MTS, you, and then Matt Leggy joined in. I was just talking about any guesses on my entertainment hat that I got before we open it. So that's what we kind of missed. That's what you missed. I was here the whole time, I'm pretty sure. I was talking with Major League Hats to see if he wanted working, apparently. So he's, he's pretty good at excuses, just like I am. So, if there's no more guesses, which no one did guess, then I will open. If I win the giveaway, how much will the shipping be? Not sure. I'm in the suburbs of Chicago. So, if you win it, I'll pay for the shipping then. I don't need it expedited though. But we can, if someone wins it, then on Instagram, then let me know, and I'll pay for the shipping. We'll work it out later on with that those details. So I appreciate the question there. Okay, yeah, MTS did guess. So you're wrong about Star Wars hats, but did bring up a good point. Now this has to do with an old guy, an old white guy. It's a history hat, but it's a history hat in a different kind of way. There's the original six. The original six was hockey, Boston, Chicago, Detroit, New York, Montreal, and Toronto. That's for hockey. And then the original six for America are the Founding Fathers: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Ben Franklin, James Madison, and then there's one last founder. He never became president. He was two of those original six guys to never be president, but he did get a pretty famous play written about him. Alexander Hamilton. This is a hat from the Hamilton play. It's the star based on the logo, and that's what's on the back, Hamilton. So I'm already feeling this in my hand, and two things. One, black hat, so there's plenty of lint. This is a kind of weird dad hat. It's like a semi buckram hat. So this is soft, but it's kind of like somewhat structured, it's semi-structured. 100% cotton, which I like, but this just seems like a really small hat for my head already. But of course, I've seen Hamilton. Oh, this coming. Hi.
Oh.
Oh, hi. Yeah, I'm doing YouTube.
Hi.
Anyways, so kind of a weird buckle loop for the back. But yeah, plenty of hair. That's how black hats go. Hey, this is my sister. Thanks for the contribution. Meh. Whole family supports the YouTube channel here. Busted by his sister. What brand is it? There's no brand to it. So I've seen Hamilton 2 times in Chicago. One with the family, and then one with my uncle because he won tickets one time. And both times I had looked at the hats, and there were snapbacks, black, that said A.Ham with 2 M's for Alexander Hamilton, and the hats were like $35. I'm like, I want a hat with the star logo on it. So I found this on eBay. A few of these were floating around eBay, and this was just the best priced one for like $7.50 plus tax and shipping was like about $11. Wrestle Machine 28, welcome. New hat, dad hat from Hamilton, the musical, an American musical. So let's try it on. Hold on. So already, I feel like this is gonna be one of those hats where it doesn't fit down to my ear. It's gonna be a little high, and oh yeah, that is it's a little high on the ear. Not a big fan of how these kind of hats fit, and there's really no way to fix it. It is what it is. It's just a smaller dad hat size. It's not like a cleanup from Brand 47 where it goes down to your ear. My president hat here is not Brand 47, but it comes a little bit more down to the ear, top of the ear, if you can see. So this one is a better comforting fit. This is also how like 50 out of 50 hats also fit, where it's on the just above the ear, and it's not inches above the ear, but millimeters. So it does have a small fit to it. I also have to adjust it for a little bit more room, and so it feels comfortable around, but up and down it's okay. But I have these kind of hats where it doesn't fit down, so you just know it doesn't fit like that. Anything for a green card? What? Oh. I think I'm getting the joke. Also Hamilton is the original cast recording of Hamilton from New York, from Broadway, is being streamed on Disney Plus coming July, so I wanted to have for that. And also it was a really, really good play. It's a really good musical. If you've never seen it, look up the original cast on iTunes or YouTube or wherever you find your music, Spotify, and listen to it. For me, as a historian, I kind of hate Alexander Hamilton, just flat out. I'm more of a Jeffersonian, and it's not just because of the name, but it kind of is. I'm more, through the fundamental principles, I'm more agreed between Jefferson rather than Adams. So throughout the musical, in the second act, Jefferson and Hamilton are kind of like butting heads with each other and arguing a lot. And in history, I was more with the Jeffersonian perspective and philosophy and fundamentals of how to govern the country. who should govern the country. Because, to be honest, Hamilton would have liked Trump as president because he's an elitist. He's educated. He's wealthy. Hamilton liked those kind of people to run the country, to be in charge. Um, Ironically, Hamilton was never president, primarily because he wasn't born in America, so he couldn't be president. Um, and he was an immigrant from the Caribbeans. I want to say the Bahamas, but I don't fully remember. But he came from the Caribbeans, and he developed kind of a distaste for immigrants and had some anti-immigrant policies when he was the Secretary of Treasury at the White House under George Washington. Kind of funny, but I remember, I think it was 2017, 16 or 17, that my Tony, that the Grammys were going on, and my mom said, Jeff, come over here. They're doing a song about Alexander Hamilton as a rap. And I'm like, history? Rap? Okay. I'm into it. I'm interested. And a little skeptical, though, because it was about Alexander Hamilton. Not a fan of him. I'm like, I don't like him. You better be going somewhere good with this, guys. Whoever you guys are, you better be going somewhere good. They did the opening number as a performance. I got frickin' hooked in the first song. I'm like, I want more. And I listened to the rest of the album, the whole musical. It was phenomenal. It was a really, I mean, for me, I'm not too huge into the musicals, but for me, as fan of the opera and Hamilton, let me readjust this just for a second here. And my top two musicals. So Hamilton is really good to see on stage. It kind of portrays a different story. And watching the musical, I kind of gained a new respect for Hamilton, a little bit more than I had before. I mean, of course, I did agree with, so here's some history here. You might not have expected it, but I have a history major. So I got to use it to some extent, if it's either for a job or for my YouTube channel. I did not agree with the Jeffersonian principle of individual states paying off collective debt, paying off the debt for themselves. Hamilton wanted the whole country to assume national debt instead, which kind of makes sense because they're the United States together, not individuals. You know, that's kind of like, you know, if it's, say you're at a dinner party among 10 people and the bill is for $500 and you're expected to pay your fair share, but all you ordered was a salad. So it's like, well, kind of unfair in some ways, but, you know, collectively you have to do it together. Hass's driving. Hass, weren't you the one that told me one time not to drive and use technology at the same time? I got a ticket for that. It happened last Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays ago. I got a ticket for using my cell phone while on the road. Yeah, and I didn't have my license either, so whoops. So listen, but don't be commenting though. MTS, wait, you're going too fast. I can't keep up with the note taking. I talk fast with history because I like it and I know about it actually. So I kind of go fast, boom, boom, boom. But wasn't a huge fan of Hamilton himself at first, of the person. Still, I'm not the biggest fan, but I do have after seeing the play, the musical, I have a different found respect for him, especially for the economic policy that he instilled to start America. So he deserves some respect, at least for his economic policies. So that was one of the other reasons why I wanted a Hamilton hat. That you know, it's a cool logo. If you have to admit, it's a really cool logo. Of course, this would have been nicer if it was on like a fitted hat, but also a hat with less hair. So I got to take a lint roller to this pretty well. So, kind of a little bentish with the front. It's an okay shape. The buckram inside the front two panels is kind of weird, so that's why it kind of feels weird. But it was $10 for the hat plus shipping, so it was like 11 something. So I really shouldn't be complaining too much. But this will be hat number 220 something. I'm still debating. I'm leaning towards not officially counting my aviator's hat in my collection, to be honest. So this one might be hat number 227, I think, without counting the aviator's hat. It creates a gap there, which is fine. And, yeah, hold on. Tony thought it was a giraffe on the top of the hat. That's not actually too far-fetched. From a distance, I could understand that. That's a giraffe. If you're not too familiar with the logo itself, then you could perceive it as a giraffe. Panthers versus Knights in half hour. MTS, I'm going to say Knights, because a lot of times if the mascot is a Knight, I go for the Knight. Not because of the Golden Knights, but because my high school, just across the street, down the street there, 2 blocks away, our mascot was the Knight. So my parents went to the same high school I did, my whole family went there, so any mascot that's a Knight, go Knights. So rugby is going back on with the Oceania realm. That's pretty good. Are fans allowed back in the stands for the rugby games, MTS? Or is there just restrictions for the moment or so? And how's your team doing coming back to rugby? What else? Anything else? I will be doing my pre-order for the pink bottoms. Bulldogs. We're big Bulldog fans, like the actual dog itself and then the mascot. So like, University of Georgia. Well, not Yale. Butler, yes. So Bulldog mascots is a good thing for us. I will be doing empty stadiums. Okay. Just making sure. I figured with my pre-orders, I'm going to be for sure doing the Blue Jays hat. And I'm leaning towards the Atlanta Braves 95 hat, despite the brim, the top part being scarlet red and the bottom being pink. I think those colors are too close to each other. That kind of doesn't make a good contrast, but it's 95 Braves. That was the year I was born. My dad was a Braves fan. He lived in Atlanta for two and a half years. He went to the old, I think it was Cobb County Stadium, and then to the new stadium when it came up. Actually, no, not the new stadium. Well, he went to the new stadium, Turner Field, in 2000 with my mom to the 2000 All-Star game. So that's why Braves are my secondary team. And it would have been nice if it was a Navy hat, because they had the 92 Braves World Series hat, but I needed 95 though. So, of course, I'm being picky about this. And then the White Sox hat, I already have the one, and to get another one, it's like maybe overkill. I don't know. I want to get a Tomahawk A hat. Yes, that's a good logo. That's another one I would like to get. Hank Aaron rail hat, where it's the front white panels, the lowercase red A, and then the royal blue hat, the brim is blue as well. That'd be a good one to get too. Or where it has like the feather going up on a royal blue hat. So they're doing those pre-orders. I'm not doing spring training hats. Just not my thing, to be honest. Nothing that really shouts out like I need to get it, like the pinkies. I'm kind of. They did a Rangers 2010, or maybe 11. I think 2010 World Series pink under brim release. That one looked really cool. I think the contrast of the blue, the royal blue, and the pink underbrim is really good. That's what attracts me to the Blue Jays hat, the '93 World Series hat. I mean, the logo is also just freaking classic. It's one of the top baseball logos ever, up there, to be honest, and among sports even. Got a Cincy red hat, very nice pickup, and I did not get the Brewers hats on Friday. Really pissed about it, because I was trying to get it for my brother, and he was trying for it as well. I was getting it on my iPad because it was 12:57. I was at work. Customer walks up and they're like, "Oh, Jeff, you want to take the customer?" I'm like, "No, I'm trying to buy a hat for my brother." Like, "Well, can't you just help the customer and buy the hat then?" I'm like, "No, I can't. It's Hat Club. These hats go away within minutes, if not seconds." They're like, "Why?" I'm like, "It just is. That's just how it is." And they're like, "Well, just take care of the customer." I'm like, "Fine." So I'm walking with the customer. I'm pulling my iPad. I'm like, "Okay, walking with me." I'm like, "Let me look up here, on my iPad, if I can find any good desktops for you." I'm BSing the guy. I'm really I'm waiting for the hat drop. And I got it in my cart, and I skipped the PayPal Express bullshit. The Express checkout, and I was looking because one of the big guys on Fit Hat Society said, just use Apple Pay. I'm like, okay, I'm using it on my iPad, and I will probably be getting Apple Pay option. Nope. Okay, I'm on Chrome. That's fine. I'll just autofill, get it, gone, got it, and nope. It's like, oh, re-enter everything into the boxes. Okay, F you too, Chrome. Thanks for helping me out there. Not. And didn't get the hat. So I you sly dog. It's really frustrating, and like whenever they do these like hat drops, I don't usually go after them because one, of course, I'm not gonna get it. Just because, other people want it, or, because they go so fast. But two, this time I wanted to get it for my brother, and not for me, I wanted to get it for someone else. So I kind of feel like I get some brownie points here, maybe some sympathy points, but it's just really frustrating. And they did this 2 weeks ago. They dropped Brewer hats a day after my brother's birthday. Try to get him those hats. Nope. And then try to get him the two-tone blue. Nope, this time around, nope. I really don't understand how Hat Club is sustaining this kind of business model. It's frustrating as fuck. And, of course, this is because I'm not getting the hat. Those who are getting the hat, those who are benefiting from the Hat Club products, they're happy. They don't care. They got their hat. So it's frustrating on the losing end that, one, we don't get the hat, but two, how in the F is this business model working? And I'm kind of, expecting like, oh, they'll do like pre-orders. Nope. Like you're going to do Dionic brand Fire Ant pre-orders, but nothing for these brewer hats that you've done twice on and keep selling out fast. Yeah. I don't understand how this business model is, and I understand that it's not a huge company. I understand fully that it is not a huge company like Lids is. It is a bigger company than I will say compared to like Diallo's Cap USA. They're a small hat cap store out in New York. Fit Hat Society Group broke their website a few weeks ago because that hat store was making pinkies and releasing them out, and yeah, there's like two, maybe three guys at most, I think, working that whole company and trying to deal with hundreds, if not maybe thousands of orders coming in. So I can understand those people being overwhelmed, but they had inventory though, it seemed like. And with Hat Club, they're not new to the game here. I think actually they're older than Lids. So it's like you can't learn from your business model that, people want hats. I'm not an economics major. I got a C minus trying to cheat at my economics 101 and 201 course back in college. But supply and demand. You see this constant history of people wanting your hats, but you don't have enough hats to sustain. It is dumbfounding. I quander how this business model is sustaining them. Of course, they're making shitloads of money. They have people going after their hats all the time. But how is this business model working when you have people more upset than happy? I see that there are more upset people than happy people with the products that they of availability. MTS over the last few months, Hat Club would be big enough to stock more since they've killed the hat game. Yeah, they've been really amping it up in the last few months. I didn't buy as much from Hat Club before. Primarily they were like specialty hats, and kind of being a beginner collector, I was more looking for like on the field stuff, to be honest. But I've kind of acclimated to Hat Club. So, do I look 8-bit at all? How's the video quality? Because I'm looking at my iPad and it doesn't look good. I've also been on for about 40 minutes, so I'm sure my time is coming to an end here, really. It's not bad. Oh, thanks. That's good to know. And of course, you always hear more often people on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter complaining to Hat Club that they didn't get it, more than people saying, hey, I got the hat that I wanted. So it's a frustrating business model of how they're going to sustain. I just don't understand. So I'll be doing the pre-orders for the Pinkies, for sure the Blue Jays, probably the Braves, and a little undecided, but leaning towards the White Sox hat. Because that one has the black sweatband where my sweat won't show up, because we agreed I would send, once I get the new White Sox hat, I would send MTS my sweaty old Pinky hat, because we're the same size, so I don't think he would mind anyways, right? Anyways, not much else. Updates with my PC building. I have the case, and I ordered my graphics card today. So I got the graphics card, and then the next step will be getting either the power supply, the M.2 solid state drive, or the RAM next. One of those three parts I'll get next, and then at least I'll wait until June 15th or 16th until the new motherboards come out, and then kind of reassess getting a Ryzen 3700X or even a 38 or 3900, so we'll see how that works. I do want to be done building that PC come 4th of July, maybe mid-July to be honest, by maybe Bastille Day. or International Shark Day, or which is July 15th, or it's otherwise known as International Nude Day, which is kind of weird. Um, I had a calendar. I had two calendars in years past where it would say like today is National this day or International that day. So that's why I know July 15th is those random days. Um, so any other things you people want to discuss? I know I've kind of been going downhill with my videos here. Only one hat, so it's kind of boring. I know not many people are into dad hats, but hey, I have better hat diversity than you with my Hamilton hat, the American musical. Um, Anything else that you guys want to discuss? Ask any questions before I go off the air, and you guys have review time for class. Of course, I want to see J38 after class for not showing up. I have not been working on my crown wipes video, to be honest. So Monday I have an off day, so I'm gonna try to work on it then. Cause the other thing is, the other thing with the crown wipes video is I have to do some voiceover work, and knowing the computer that I'm going to be using, probably, is going to be a little bit difficult. Or if I bribe my brother enough, I can maybe borrow one of his computers with Premiere Pro to expedite my process of editing. That would be nice. But we'll see. Blackhawks hat, MTS, you definitely need. Brewers hat, I just save yourself the trouble, don't get it. It's, I'm kidding. I just wouldn't get a Brewers hat. Some of them are nice hats, to be honest. The MB, the old Brewer Mint logo, pretty classic. If I wasn't a huge Cubs fan, I'd probably get a Brewers hat. But here we are, Cubs fan. Go Cubs go. No Brewers. I mean, we have the Cubs thing on the door, which has been there for years. Kind of surprised because most of the family, we're kind of outnumbered in the family of Brewers to Cubs fans, 3-2. So kind of surprised it's been there for years. So Major League Hats has mentioned hockey. There have been no updates with hockey that I've heard or seen. Really nothing updated with hockey other than, we're still doing the 24 team format. July is kind of a tentative start date for camps, and then into the actual playoffs. They'll do the round robin seeding. Oh, actually, they did do some award. They handed out some hardware earlier this week for points, record, trophies. So it's not like the voting trophies, but like these are like the definitive trophy winners of the Art Ross Trophy. Before I get into some of these before I get into some of these names here, Major League Hats, make sure you look up these names afterwards, because being a big hockey fan yourself, I think you've said before, you might not know some of these words, which is okay. So just make sure you look them up. Art Ross went to Leon Draisaitl, first German player. I didn't know he was German. First German player to win the Art Ross Trophy. And to be honest, I kind of want him to win the Hart Trophy. I think he's been a very impactful player for his team. Not despite... Great. Yes, laugh at that in the comments. Yeah, that's going to look good on the replay. Draisaitl has a teammate of Connor McDavid, and Draisaitl has been outplaying McDavid, so that's a huge thing, I think. The other guy for the Hart Trophy would be Pasternak from Boston. MTS, yes, Earthquake from my left hand, making a point. I was banging on my podium here, that's why. They handed out the William G or J, I think it's G, William G. Jennings Trophy to two goalies, but I forget their names. But that's trophy still needs to be handed out to a goalie. I think the Venza, I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to the goalies. If anything, Robin Lehner, why not? Or actually, Marc-Andre Fleury. Venza for Fleury, because he had that really good save in the during the season. That was like the save of the year, if not like a long time. Earthquake in New Zealand. That's sad. Or yeah, hopefully everyone's okay and it wasn't too bad on the Richter scale. It was like maybe hopefully it was like under 3. That'd be ideal. The President's Trophy went to the Boston Bruins. Kind of expected that. Even if we were to play out the rest of the season, Bruins would have edged out the Blues for the President's Trophy, but mind you, President's Trophy means that they scored the most points as a team during the regular season. So essentially they're the best team on the ice. Last time a President's Trophy winner won the Stanley Cup, 2013, Chicago Blackhawks. Granted, that was during a shortened season, so you kind of have to go back even further a bit. I think the Detroit Red Wings might have been the last team to play a full regular season to win the President's Trophy and to win the Cup. So winning the President's Trophy kind of means you're not winning the Cup, to be honest. It means the field is winning the Stanley Cup. And that's what's great about hockey. More than NBA playoffs, where NBA playoffs are kind of chalk, they're kind of boring. Hockey playoffs are more interesting. So they did hand out that hardware. So the Hart Trophy needs to be handed out. I think the Ted Lindsay Award needs to be handed out. Jack Adams, the Venza. I forget what the name of the rookie. Oh, Calder. The Calder Award for the Rookie of the Year. Yes, we're a huge hockey family. That's the one team we can agree on. Blackhawks. My brother has played hockey before. He's pretty good with skates. And he played roller rink hockey back in middle school and I think a little in high school maybe. But he was like one of the tall kids. He was an enforcer. He was pretty good. So that's the one sport that we can all agree on, which is nice. So yeah, hockey, hopefully they do the awards for all those voting awards soon. Because I mean, I don't think, even for like NBA or baseball, the MVP isn't decided after, or the performance on the field during like the postseason doesn't affect the voting for MVP. So I think in the next few weeks, I think before, I really want to say before the season, the playoffs start, that they should announce the winners: Hart, Venza, Jack Adams, Calder, Norris. That's the other one. That's her defenseman. Norris Trophy. Lady Bing Trophy. That's a good one too. Willie O'Ree Award. That'd be a nice one too. So they should do those awards before the playoffs start. But that's just me. But I also think they would add pressure onto some of the players and teams, maybe for the playoffs. So any NFL, we don't watch too much football. If we do, it's the Bears. My brother is delusional as a Packers fan. We really don't watch basketball. It's just not our thing. So I think that's really about it, unless someone has something dying to mention. If you do buy anything from Hat Club this weekend, if you're pre-ordering any pinkies or spring training hats, go find Major League Hats on Instagram and ask for his link for a commission that he'll be able to use. And that'll be great if you do that. So, recap: Alexander Hamilton, Dad Hats. Hamilton, an American musical. Hamilton, the guy on the $10 bill. Not a 10. The musical was a 10 out of 10, but the guy himself, maybe wasn't. My historical bias. Huge thanks to everyone for participating, including my sister, making a guest appearance. MTS, of course, we'll chat later because I found the Tampa Bay Rays bandana for hats, so I'll be time soon-ish. Emphasis on the ish part. And so yeah, keep your notifications set for the next time I do a video. Next time you see me will be on the Thursday night Major League Hats podcast, and I think on Saturday as well. So, hats off to you as always for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.